Welcome back to the Be a Light podcast. It's your boy K.Sloan here for another edition of the Light Leadership Series, where I find different leaders within the community that's doing great things. They show expertise and grace in the areas of mindset development, career ascension, education, and also leadership, man. Leadership, because we all know great leaders, man. We gotta keep them around and continue to learn from them. And I got one right here, man. This one go way back, way back. You know what I'm saying? Way back in the gap when we was rivals in the city, man. In the city, man. Introduce yourself real quick, brother. Introduce yourself.
Man, Devon Hocutt.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate you being here, Devon. Real talk. And this man gonna be humble. I'm gonna go ahead and give a little short story, right? Short, brief story. Man was always very humble. Through the city, everybody in the city knew who he was, and he wasn't really braggadocious about who he was. He was always a grinder. And I ended up knowing him through just the mutual friends and things of that nature. And a good man, doing a lot of great things now. He started his HCUTT Athletic Academy, which I'll let him introduce to y'all and talk to y'all about what that does and the purpose of what that's doing within the community. But this guy right here, he got a lot of gems for y'all, and his story is amazing. So I think you guys will be able to get a lot of value from this podcast. Before we get into the depth of all of the stuff that he has for y'all, what I got for y'all, make sure y'all go cop the book, man. Go get the book, man. Blessed to have received an offer from Survival Guide for Student Athletes, their families and coaches, man. Just making sure that we help these kids out, letting them be successful going into college, because this right here, I'm telling y'all, we didn't have it. I was already talking to Devon about it a minute ago. We ain't had no resource where we could kind of go to and prepare ourselves for college. It was just like word of mouth.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? It was word of mouth, or you had a coach that did it. So it was like, But you good though, Devon? How you living, brother? How you living?
Man, slow motion like the ocean, staying out the way, right?
Yeah. Talk to us about HCUTT Athletic Academy, though. Talk to us about that.
Sorry about that. So it kind of just drummed out. You have loved ones, you have yourself, where you think about, you go to the gym every day. You pay a certain amount of dollars to go to the gym. And in a sense, I think every guy would want a gym, whether it's inside the garage or, just a gym of their own, a facility. And that's what it turned out for me. Back when I was a little bit younger, like I was fresh done playing football, I was actually a general manager of a LA Fitness, and I opened up my own gym. And that's like a private facility, of course. So I went through the process of that. And from there, I learned a lot. And once you learn it, you feel like you could do it yourself. A lot of times, a lot of people, they want to work up under people and do a lot of stuff with someone, but they never reap the benefit that they're actually supposed to receive. So why not do it yourself? My father, in a sense, he was retiring. I had a big goal of putting him to work. That was the real goal. Like he kept saying, I'm never going to work again. And I know how it is. Once you retire, you kind of sit around, and I'm like, no, you finna work, but that was the main goal. So I played off of my name. It stands for humble, consistent, unique, tough, talented. And we go around pretty much selecting some unique athletes. You have to exude a certain trait when it comes to being an athlete. Just not any athlete, You have to be fully evaluated. So
yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. And the way those elements, right? You said humble, consistent, unique, tough, and talented.
Correct.
Man, that's dope right there. I think that could be spread across a various amount of professions and careers and things like that. You got those qualities, you pretty much taking care of your business. You a whole person, you a whole human right there.
Right.
I like that. I like that a lot, bro. So like, you know what I'm saying? Let's kind of tap in a little bit, a little more to like, the story behind how you got here, bro, because what you're doing is you going out, you finding athletes and you developing them, right? So you developing people. And I think when we're individuals who, specifically you and I, we both are athletes, and then transitioning to helping out in that service heart, right? where did that come from, bro? Talk to us about your story and why you felt like this is something that, you know, because you were a general manager at the LA Fitness, but it's like you probably had it in your heart to be able to serve in this capacity, which is making you do it for yourself. So it's like, what motivated that, bro? What took you here in your story?
Just the process of what I've been through as an athlete. There's a lot of athletes that they don't get the true exposure that they need. And I hate the word exposure, but they don't get the true exposure as a high school athlete. So there's a lot of athletes that you may know, that I may know, that actually had the true potential to make it to the next level. 100%. But they didn't follow the right steps to get to the next level. They probably didn't know the right person, or they didn't know the right camps to, or didn't speak to the right person to get there. So ideally, that's what it started out for me. I have a nephew right now that's in the 8th grade, and I hadn't been in the Killeen area or involved in the high school, middle school sports era in probably about 10 years. So I decided to, try to jump into it. And once I jumped into it, I realized that it was the same stuff that was going on when we were in school.
Ain't nothing different.
Nothing had changed, I hate to say it, but ultimately in the city that we were from, it was kind of still stagnant to the same stuff. You see a lot of athletes to where they do make it to college, but those are your athletes that they're blind and fast. They run track, and then they also play basketball and football, other sports like that. Oh. But the one that just decides to play only football and nothing else, it's pretty hard for him, Yep. So he never really gets there. And so that's what we do. We teach the athletes how to get to that next level. Whether it's a word a day, practicing for your SAT and ACTs, or rather just making sure you understand what it is to just, that this isn't part-time, this is something that is consistent, even when you're tired, even when it's raining, even when it's snowing, wherever you're at, you got to get up and you got to go.
Yeah, that's great. That's great that y'all teaching that too, bro, because that's a problem that perpetuates itself as you grow older. You know what I'm saying? If you don't learn that consistency piece and just like, this is something that's not a short-term commitment. If you don't learn to make long-term commitments, you become an adult that can't make long-term commitments. And that's a big issue we got today in our culture, in our society, where it's like people be having they think that, like even if social media, right? People try to build their business on social media, but they're not consistent with it. And they don't make it a long-term commitment. They try to go viral. And it's like, bro, you got to be consistent with your content, consistent with the what you putting out to the world about the message of your business, things of that nature, and who you bringing in. It's a long-term commitment, like who you working with, things of that nature, the relationships you build, all of that stuff is long-term. And that consistency is big for these kids to teach them that. And I think for us, even reinforcing ourselves, bro, just like being consistent, like stay on the grind, stay patient, be working, but be patient. Patient doesn't mean you just sitting on your hands. It means you working and you consistently going in the path. So I like that, bro. And then off the record, you and I were chopping it last week, I think, when we were talking about getting on this podcast, and we had hit on some good stuff, man. We talked about I think we talked about 30 minutes. And right. When we was chopping it, bro, you said something real interesting to me. And you told me that you believe that you teach to the kids when you're talking about building the whole athlete, because we believe in the whole person, right? We're not just athletes. We don't discredit who they are as people. We look at them more so of, who you are, how we develop who you are into where you want to go, right? So you said, how you teach every level equal in a new language, right? I thought that was powerful. And could you kind of break down a little bit what that means to you, bro? Like every level equal in a new language. What's that mean?
Every level equal in a new language. I mean, every level has to equal the same aspect when it comes down to where we're going to. When it comes down to your younger athletes, a lot of times we give them the experience of football, but we don't, or not even football, sports in general, whether it's tennis, baseball, we don't really give them the true knowledge of what they need to take to each and every level. So it has to be straight across the board. What you're learning from the fundamental stage at the age of 5 from flag football, you don't have to be telling the 5-year-old like, hey, you're going to D1 today. No, you don't want to put that type of pressure on a 5-year-old kid, but you do want to let them know like, hey, what you're doing out here has great value to what you can do in the future. You know, this is just a stepping stone for where we want you to go to. You know, ideally, we don't want to put that pressure. If the athlete doesn't like sports, you know, you still have to transition this into everything. Band, piano lessons, things like that. Those things take a lot of practice. So I just don't want this to be about sports either. People do so many other things, film, photography, stop motion videos, drawing, whatever it is. You have to exude a certain amount of effort and, you know, mindset into it. So when you start it, you have to let that child or whoever it is that's doing it, like, we're not, whatever it is we're doing, we're not stopping it. You know what I mean? If it's ballet, if it's volleyball, when we start, we going, you know,
we're going.
Boy or girl, you know, when we start, we go, you know, because we know what we can receive from it. I wish I would have finished piano lessons. I wish I would have, you know, did stuff like that, because now I see people go to Chick-fil-A all the time and jump on the piano. I'm like, man, he's going crazy. So it's different.
Yeah, and I think it's powerful too, like when you're talking about the different things that the kids could be doing or that we've done throughout life. It's like those new languages, it's easy to code switch. Like, you know what I'm saying? They say code switching is when you can like talk to the homies and we can go into a boardroom and speak to, you know what I'm saying, potential investors. Like it helps being able to code switch when you do different things. Like every level equals a new language. It's like, shoot, like, okay, boom, I'm over here with my football team and I'm learning that, okay, work hard, you know what I'm saying? Don't give up on your brother. You know, all of us are, you know, we one heartbeat. Those types of terms and those types of beliefs transfer into the workplace. Like when you become somebody that is working with others, you learn, shoot, one heartbeat means, hey, we on one accord, one vision, one mission. It's like, that's why I think that it's important for like people to allow their kids to at least try sports. You know what I'm saying? Like at least give them a chance to like say no, they didn't like it, or like just go through all of them until you find one they stick with, because the life skills, bro, the team building, the sacrifice, that stuff is really, I think, substantial in regards to like the gap in who's productive and who's not when you get into the workplace sometimes. Like
I think it's a little bit bigger, man. I mean, it comes down to just being diverse, being able to articulate your words. Whoever, you have to be a chameleon, whoever you're speaking to. So you can't just go up to someone and ask them, hey, you like Lil Baby, don't you? They may not like Lil Baby. They may like Jason Aldean or something, you know? So you have to be able to kind of conform to who you're speaking to at all times. And I think that transitions into the business aspect, because in business, a lot of times we believe that if we add all of our friends to our business, we have a booming business. But it's just, you know, you get what I'm saying? Like you have to step outside of that realm to truly understand, like, it's great to have friends support your business. You get what I'm saying? Like a lot of people didn't know what I was doing or what was going on, right? So it's great, you know, to have people support what you have going on, but it's even better when you have other people support what you have going on. And then when other people from your city or whoever is from your actual group, whatever, start supporting it, then you have more people supporting it. So all that transitions to everything, you know, it's one whole group. And if you don't get that outside of the box experience at a young age, and some people get it in high school and college when they start doing things, but you have to get it at a young age, you know?
Yeah, that's a fact. And I think that's something that, you know, we had also talked about as well, is just like entrepreneurship, you know what I'm saying? When you're going into like truly entrepreneurship is like on your own type deal. Like you basically going into uncharted waters and you basically selling a vision and trying to get people to buy in, right? So hometown feel, it probably ain't gonna be, you know, those people. It's probably not going to be the people that's closest to you that's really backing you the most. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm even streaming this on Facebook, and I'm not even expecting people on Facebook to be the ones that's really pushing the message like that. Just keeping a buck, bro. Like I'm expecting like outside of us to be able to grasp the message. And then once they grasp it, then everybody else grasps it, because we are followers by nature. But it's really not even about that. It's more so about just what is God called me to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I know at the end of the day, what's inside of me, I can't die with. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
I have to be able to adapt my language, adapt my understanding. I got to be able to form and flex my way to be able to touch everybody in a way that they can digest this. Like, if I can't get that across, and I'm over here, like, if I'm over talking you, then I never reach you, right? And if I'm so limited in my vocabulary that I can't speak up to yours, I'll never reach you. Like, I got to be able to be like water, bro, flowing into each spot, especially as an entrepreneur. And for anybody that wants to get into the space and do your own thing and do for self, just know you got to be able to kind of be flexible a little bit and learn, really just become a lifelong learner. I think that's what protects you. When you always learning versus trying to play the master, then you give yourself more opportunities to grow, and people want to grow with you, because that's another thing we naturally want to do is grow. Like, once you start clutching yourself from the information, giving it to others, start trying to, hide things and put it down inside of you and never want to share it and be vulnerable, then you start dying, bro.
I think that's the growth period, bro. It comes down to if you want to grow, you have to in business, you have to give your business to someone else. I'll give you an example right now. I understand I can't do a certain thing for the athletes that I get to speak to, I get to touch. I understand that there's a different level of athletes that I want to touch. So I've decided to partner my company with a bigger company that I I grew up going to these camps. It goes by the name of National Underclassmen. It's changed to National Underclassmen Sports right now. And I understood that at a young age, going to these camps, a guy by the name of David Schumann helped me get recruited, helped me get the certain recognition that I need, and also the certain experience by traveling and going to camps. As a high school athlete, I was in Oklahoma probably every other weekend, going to a 7-on-7 camp or going to one of his camps. Throughout my high school career, all I did was travel, going to his camps up and down. There was a lot of athletes that didn't know about it, and then there was a lot of athletes that did know about it, and then they started to come with me. Mm-hmm. Those athletes started receiving recognition too. I'm not going to say their recognition only came from there, but they did start receiving recognition. So for me, I understand that I can't do everything. When it comes to a business, if I really, really want to get to a certain position and be at a certain status, sometimes to get a seat at the table or even get your name on the list, you have to know a friend that's inside the party already, right? So for me, I understood that I didn't have any friends inside the party at a certain status I wanted to be, and I had to find someone. And Coach David Schumann was that. Coach David Schumann has pretty much helped us partner and allowed us to have the Texas region to pretty much assist athletes to get recruited. He's based out of New Jersey. He's the owner of National Underclassmen Sports. He has probably about 500,000 followers on TikTok. So with our video footage that we get from maybe a kid from Killeen or a kid from Austin or San Antonio or wherever we're at, once we send it to him, New Jersey, and he dubs it and does whatever he does with it, this athlete's information is already placed on Google Forms, So it's a certain recognition. We've helped about 65,000 athletes go to college. Out of that 65,000, 6,000 of them went to the NFL. So he once was an NFL agent. He still has NFL clients, but he's not an active NFL agent anymore. So it's a little bit different. A lot of people don't know about it. He doesn't brag. You can't brag about 65,000 players going to college. So it's a little bit different.
Yeah, and that's a good person to have in your camp. When you're talking about what you do and what you've done and what he means in regards to your development as a man, as well as a professional, and back then again and then as an athlete, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I think that's big. What you said about the networking piece, though, is what really stuck out to me, which is you got to know somebody in the room. And bro, I'd even take it a step farther. Make sure your relationship with those people in the room is good. You know what I'm saying? Because I know some people be just trying to get to know people, but they be burning bridges because when they meet these people, they're not professional. They don't have any value to bring to the room. They just want to be on the arm, you know what I'm saying? And you're not really trying to do that with HCUTT Academy Athletics. You trying to bring value. So that's a different level of networking when you bring in value while you network versus folks that just be networking to be in the mix. You know what I'm saying? You networking to have your name on the poster. That's a totally different network because that's somebody just a groupie. Really, essentially, is what that becomes. And that's, you know what I'm saying? Like we not really on that. So kudos to you, bro, just being able to bring value to that situation where you know that this could change your life if you take this opportunity and do what you're supposed to do with it. So kudos to you, bro, with that. And I think a lot of people can learn from that. Just being able to humble yourself enough as well to learn from what you see is greatness, where you want to go. You know, success leaves footprints, it leaves clues. So we got to be able to follow those. So then going into a breakdown, bro, you also gave me this analogy. I don't know if you remember, but you told me about seeing self as like a train on a track. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like
boy, be listening.
yeah, bro. Hey, listen. Hey, bro, I be listening. Hey, Devon, I don't be playing, bro. I be locked in, bro. When people talk, I listen,
You
bro.
be listening.
Man, you said that, and it kind of stuck with me because I was like, man, well, I want you to really break that down because it struck something within me in regards to how you spoke it to me. So could you break that down for my audience a little bit, man? What you meant by that?
Man, it's hard to be in multiple places at one time. So a lot of times people want you to be everywhere, and you can't. You know, I'm a Capricorn. So what I like to say is I cap. You call me, I'm telling you, I'm on the way, and I'm still sitting here in the little office at the table. I'm not. I'm
Hey, the Capricorn be capping.
Yeah, so that's a big thing for me. But I also want to, for the younger athletes and for people that feel like, man, I got to be here, I got to be there, I got to be here. You're a train. You understand the mission that you're on. You're on the destination. So a train has stops. A train. I'm not sure, but I don't think a train can go in reverse. But the analogy is that you're on a train going on one track, right? If a train gets off of the track, it derails, right? So all your thoughts, everything that you have in your mind is pretty much like the passengers aboard, right? So if you get off track, you pretty much crash and you kill everything that you have up here. So just stay focused and stay on track. You got other friends that they on the train track too. If their train is going that way and you going this way, man, go ahead and toot your horn and keep on going your way. You know what I'm saying? So that's just the way I think of things. When you see me, you see me. If you don't, you don't. But we're here, you know.
Oh, that's powerful though. That's powerful though, because that shows the analogy, or I guess the Bible verse, double-minded man is unstable in all his ways, right? So it's like we don't got two thoughts in our head. You know what I'm saying? I'm not if I have set myself, I think that's important for people. If I'm gonna set core values, like that's what I'm on. Like I have made a blood pact with myself, right? I said I wrote it in blood that this is what I'm doing. I'm gonna go make that happen. Like I'm going to put a tunnel vision around my vision, and I'm gonna go make that happen, bro. That's the only way I made this real, bro. This was my belief on paper, bro. This is my mind being able to just kind of just like focus in and just like say, this is what we doing. I'm not sleeping like that when I'm really grinding like that. I'm not eating like that. Sometimes I gotta force myself to eat. I gotta make sure I'm calling my family members, make sure I'm hugging my daughter, kissing my daughter as much as I can, because I know that when I get on that track, like you're talking about, if I get off, I'm derailing. So everything on that path of where I'm going to my destination, it has to run with me. It has to work with me. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, like you said, like two ships passing in the night, I'm gonna have to let it ride out because this relationship may not be beneficial to my bottom line. You know, we gotta clearly define what our bottom line is as people, bro. I think that's the biggest issue we run into as people is we don't have a bottom line. We don't have any parameters. We have no provisions. Like we don't have no structure. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have a land with no walls, you under attack all the time. Like, you don't block nothing out. Everything got access to you. It's like I gotta block stuff out, bro. I will go off the grid. Like you talking about capping. Sure, I'll be capping on purpose though. because I gotta go. Hey, Devon, I gotta get off the grid so that I can really develop within what I'm doing. Because if I listen to all of y'all, let all y'all, come in here, or so I go do everything people ask me to do, bro. I'm gonna stretch myself thin, and then I get away from my bottom line. And my bottom line can save lives. Like I know it can because I believe it. I feel it in my spirit. God gave it to me. I'm here to give it to y'all. I can't be out here giving y'all everything y'all want. Y'all know what y'all want. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't know what they want like that, bro. Like
I think it's energy too. If you're going somewhere and you're trying to get there, certain energies can disturb what you have going on inside you. I'm not saying, I don't want to say certain people, but certain people, their energy you may not be that person that's where you at, and this person that you hanging with every day may be where he's at. You get what I'm saying? He may be every day splurging, boom. Y'all at Neiman Marcus, he doing whatever he wants to. That may be disturbing your spirit, because guess what? You with him every single day, watching him splurging, you ain't got no money. You watching buddy spend his money, you still ain't got no money. So that's a problem, So and it's so many different energies that you can bring in. That's just one, but you have to be in tune to the energy that you're around. Certain energies can disturb yours and slow you down and disturb your peace.
Bro, that's so real. You so real when you said that, because you know what? That's something that people would see as good. Some people would say, "Oh, I'm around somebody that's splurging. Hey, we got it. Hey, like, nah, you got a little bit of something in your heart right now. If you ain't got it, that may not be working for your bottom line. Like, it just may not be what you originally planned to go out and do today. Like, or maybe you just need to take some time to reflect and figure that out. So man, I think that's big, bro. That's real big. And then kind of in closing, bro, like I want to get into this, just this point where we at right now. You and I both are now, we in points where we both have what we got going on with our businesses, trying to thrive and survive and get things off the ground and grow and link up with people and network. It's just like a lot that's going on, and it's more infantile than where it'll be in our latter days. Like I believe our latter days better than our former. So right now we're gonna take a freeze frame of where we at. And in about 5 to 10 years, things are gonna be like, way better. I believe in that wholeheartedly. So I guess I want to ask you a question, bro, just kind of looking back on life. I always want to ask everybody this question, right? What would you tell your younger self in regards to how they could really unlock that light that you've been able to step into now in your life? What would you tell your younger self today? Like if you were just able to sit down with the younger Devon Hocutt, maybe at like, like 22, 23, what kind of wisdom what kind of game would you spit to him? Just being able to like, hey, bro, if you just do this or these couple of things, this will unlock that light within you forever, man. Like this, I wish you would just do this right now for me. What would that be?
Bro, man, as a team, bro, we feel like we so grown. Bro, we feel like we so grown. So you may experience so many things. Me as an athlete, it was I don't even know how to explain it, man. It's different for every athlete, or every kid, shall I say, or every person. It's the experiences that come with it. If you're an athlete like me, who was going to colleges early and on visits and doing, at UT every weekend, like I think it was a little bit different for me. And the only reason why I say that is just because I didn't listen. So if I wanted to tell any kid anything, I think it would be to listen. We feel like we know everything, and it's best said as our story is already written when we're born, right? So we stress on so much stuff. Like even today, a bug or whatever, somebody cut you off and you're like, man, bro, why you do that? But it's in the script. You know what I'm saying? It's written. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things to where, why do we stress so much? Even for the younger guys, why do we put so much emphasis on doing this and doing that. And I'm not saying go with the motion, but go with the motion and just add a little bit of seasoning to it.
Yeah.
Just add a little bit of flavor to the motion that you in, and it's just gonna thrive. So for my younger self, I think that'll be the biggest thing, is just listen, take heed to what's being told to me, take heed to what's being said to me. Because some of these older people that we didn't listen to, now they kind of looking at us like, stupid.
Should listen to me.
So, and sometimes it's our parents that's looking at us like, told you. So I think that's the biggest thing. Life is so much easier when you listen. And it starts now. It's not going to change when you get older. You're going to get you an old lady, you're going to get you a husband or something, and you're going to have to listen. You have to listen, and that's the simple part, is listening, bro. Not talking so much, but listening.
Bro, I love that you said that, because I can attest to that 10 times over, bro. Just listening how that ties into observing as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't reinvent the wheel. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to reinvent the wheel. Just keep the wheel rolling. That's it.
It's rolling.
Keep it rolling. You know what I'm saying? And like listening and observing things, bro. Just my level of receptiveness to being able to see things now. And like you said, sitting back and just looking at the world, right? And trying to understand what that means to me. Like, seeing somebody that's more seasoned than me go through something that, if I have the same situation, I now have new data. I got data I can apply to my new situation, right? From somebody else. They gave it to me without even giving it to me. Like, I got to take advantage of those opportunities. And I think that's why, I think stuff like this is important for us to network, be able to talk about our stories, share that with other people, so that maybe somebody gets some information from this podcast that they can take it to their new situation. And you know what I'm saying, go a little quicker. So,
that's what it is. That's what it is, man. Them situations is what make you a real dog.
That's what make you a real dog.
You know what I'm
saying? Yeah.
Whatever you go, like, you're gonna have your season. You got to just be prepared for it. Just the same way you go to the gym every day, work out. You got to understand that your season gonna come, and you just gotta fight. It's the devil. You gotta understand, and you just gotta fight. So when your season comes, just be aware that after you come out of it, just put your chin up, bark a little bit. You're a dog.
There you go. Talk that talk, then. Talk that talk, then. I was waiting on that. I was waiting on that. But nah, man, real talk. And I think that's what it is, man. That's what it is. So, Devon, I appreciate you bringing that thunder, bro. Appreciate you tapping in with the platform, man. You got any last words for the people? Any social media plugs you want to put in there so people know where to find you on anything, with what you're doing with the business and everything like that?
Man, see me when you see me, So I think that's the biggest thing.
Hey, there you go.
You see me, when you see it, you see it. But most definitely the biggest thing out here, honestly, all jokes aside, be safe. Check on your people, love your people. We're getting older, things are changing. When you go out, keep your head on the swivel. I love to joke around. I love to be serious, but at the same time, life is short, and we do have to take heed to what's happening in the world. Watch the news. I'm not saying anything political, but I know we joke around, but soon it could be missiles flying over our heads. So we really have to be prepared. Monday, supposed to have some tornadoes touch down. So I mean, little stuff like that we have to be alert to. I don't want to hear nobody passing away. We've heard it for weeks and weeks at a time and years and stuff. You hear about people dying from their school and family members or whatnot. And so I just want everybody to be safe. I think what we're doing is great, but at the end of the day, life is short. So enjoy life, whatever it is, take a trip, save some money, do whatever it is, but life is short. That's the biggest thing. Enjoy it. Love your folks.
Yeah, absolutely. I can second that. And I'm proud of you, man. I want you to know that. I'm gonna say that on camera. I'm proud of you, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep growing, bro. Keep growing.
Man, I need a copy of that book. You need what I need to do to write my book. That's what I need to know. So
bro, we tapped in, Devon.
More, but that's what I need is the book.
I got you, bro. I got you. Don't even trip. I got you, bro. Amazon for everybody. I'm gonna hook you up, man. Y'all reach out to me, man. I'm gonna take care of y'all. Just Amazon is where you can get it at if you really, really can't get in touch with me, anybody else. So yeah, bro, I got you.
Yeah.
But
send me that Amazon link, man. I need that, man.
Yeah, for sure.
I need that.
But hey, man, it's been a good one. I thank you, and everybody, y'all be light.